What's Healthwatch's position on this whole transition from the current model of National Health Service to an accountable care system?
I think I would say that Healthwatch's position, as always, is to represent the public view and public understanding. It's one of interest and fact-finding at the moment to really understand what the setup is, what the different terms mean, ACS, ACO, ACP. There's lots of acronyms being bandied around, and I think it's really important, and I mentioned so at the inquiry map panel this morning, that the public is given the facts and are allowed therefore to draw their own conclusions on that. We will be giving evidence as Healthwatch on the day 4 of the inquiry, and we are putting up on our website all the information that's coming out from the existing inquiry panels, and I would encourage anyone to make their comments to us, because we can include those in our presentation in a week's time.
Well, one of the concerns that many people have expressed already is that they fear it could lead to greater privatisation. Now, all the witnesses we've heard from so far from the NHS have said, no, that's not what it's about. But it does create a structure which theoretically does lend itself to greater involvement of the private sector, doesn't it? Would you accept that?
Well, I think what I would say is that currently this inquiry is looking at integrated strategic commissioning. And I think when you look at the pros and cons, I would be hard-pressed to say that integrated commissioning wasn't a good thing, because at least the left hand will know what the right hand is doing and they will be working together. And I think we'd all say that's a good thing and we'll get the best value for the Cornish pound. It is really important, I think, to understand structurally how it will work. And to understand what that means for the different bodies. My understanding from this morning is that we would enter a shadow period, beginning potentially, but not definitely, at the beginning of April, and that would be a period of learning. At any point in that process, there could be a decision to continue down that road, or indeed not to continue down that road. So I don't think any decisions have been made at all.
Another aspect of this accountable care system is that it's the logical extension, if you like, the executive authority to the talking shop we've had for the last 18 months, starting as the Sustainability and Transformation Plan and then Shaping Our Future. Next comes the ACS, giving some oomph to that. How concerned should we be that what they've already talked about in the STP about the closure of minor injury units will simply happen? Once we've got an ACS, there will be nothing to stop those minor injury units from closing.
Well, first of all, I would say that at the moment, through Shaping Our Future, there is an assessment being made of what Cornwall currently has and what our services currently are, what services are operated at different MIUs, and that is part of a process looking at how we would form urgent treatment centres, where they would sit. And again, in that assessment, there have been listed those that currently match, those which are what's being termed fast followers, which almost match but don't quite. And that is to provide accurate factual information to be part of a consideration process. So again, no decisions have been made about what will and won't be open. So I don't think I can comment on places being closed, because no decisions have been made to that end at the moment. Sorry, can you just repeat the first part of your question again?
Well, how concerned should we be that simply by moving from the talking shop of the Shaping Our Future partnership, because it's just an informal, loose coalition of 4 different organisations, to a more formal new structure called an accountable care system, that something that's been broadly advertised for more than a year now, I mean, it does talk about we don't want minor injury units, we want instead urgent treatment centres. So if you've got a minor injury unit and you're not one of the 4 urgent treatment centres, you're going to be concerned.
And I can completely understand concern. I'm a human being like everybody else, and I can completely understand. Human nature is to almost fill a vacuum of information with our greatest fears and worries. And that is why I'm really keen, and as I said it this morning, that there is proactive communication out to the public around what the facts are, so people can make those judgments and assessments for themselves. What I would encourage people to do, if they are concerned, is to look at the papers, look at the information that's available on the Council's website, on Kerno's website, on our website at the Healthwatch Cornwall, to form their opinions on that.
Now, you'll you'll understand why people are perhaps a little bit cynical when they hear phrases like, don't worry, there's going to be public consultation. Because if you live in St Ives or Bodmin or Foy or Saltash, you'll say, oi, my hospital's been closed for more than a year already and nobody's consulted me. So, consultation, that's just window dressing, isn't it?
Well, I hope not, and certainly won't be on my watch.
Well, what's the answer to people in St Ives, Bodmin, Foy?
What I think is really, really important is that anything that involves change or closure, anything like that, has to have proper and true public consultation and engagement, and that is Healthwatch Cornwall's role. That is the role of Healthwatch across England. We will be watching very carefully and very closely to ensure that proper consultation takes place.